Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Into My GT Entertainment. And I am Joel. Nice to see you all here on another part of WASP rebuild with the Whipple. Today, hopefully my help will show up and we will get it going. It is 7 in the morning. I'm up and running. So hopefully we could get that part done. I got my windshield wiper pullers. They go on top of there and yank out the windshield wipers. I'll show you how that works here shortly. But in the meantime, you know the deal. We'll see you in a sec. So before I get started, since it's a little early and nobody's here, I am gonna go get me some breakfast so I can have the energy to bring y'all a good video. Yeah, okay, anyway, I tried, right? So I'm gonna go get me some food. I need to stop by CVS and get some meds since Derek's not here yet. And then when I get done, if nobody's here, I'll start this video on my own and get it going. I'll show you how the windshield wiper pullers work. And like I said, it might be a must need for the job. It may not be. I don't know. I didn't go that far in the book. It just says the cowl needs to come up. So I ordered those through Amazon. 13 bucks. If I use them, don't use them, might be some purpose for them later, right? So we'll see you when I get back. Alrighty. I haven't heard from nobody yet, so I am going to continue on. So this right here is the windshield wiper puller. Amazon, it comes with two different ones, $13, 14 bucks. If you ever need to take your windshield wipers off, obviously it works pretty good because that one's there. What you need to do is with the windshield wiper, I know it's gone now, the windshield wiper sits there, and then this goes under the wiper blade or the wiper itself, and this goes right here. So as you turn it, it pulls it up and knocks it off of there. I already got that one off too. I didn't have nobody here to record it, so I just wanted to show you that this does work. It kind of freaks you out at first because it pops and it's just like, whoa. But other than that, it is good to go. So we'll get that cowl off now too. All right, everybody. So the next step was to go ahead and gap the spark plugs. I don't know if they want you to put them in right now. It looks like they do. It tells you don't crush the electrodes and yada yada yada. Apply a small amount anti-seize on the threads and then reinstall the coil plugs. But it doesn't tell you when you took them off. So sometimes the directions are inconsistent, so you kind of have to piece together what they're asking you. So I guess I have to do that part of it. Who knows? So we'll go ahead and figure that part out here in a sec. And yeah. Oh yeah. And I did gap the spark plugs to what their specification was 0.31. So we went ahead and did that. They have this type of gapping tool, which I might get eventually. They're not very expensive. I see them all on Amazon. None of the local places have it. So I went with the old trusty little gapping tool, and it seems to work fine. So hopefully everything works out. All right, everybody, so let me talk about the spark plugs here for a second. I got them all in. This side, driver's side, you're not going to have really too much problem with. Coming over to the passenger side, you'll be fine for the first two up front, but once you get to these back two, there's no clearance because there's a shield right here. And as you can see, I put it right there on the floor. You have to undo the shield and take out the battery tray. Again, that wasn't set in the directions, it just said put the spark plugs in. So anybody that has this type of gear knows that the back side's a little hard. So this made it a whole lot easier. And I don't know if this is for the newer models also, besides the 24s and 25s, but it has like a jump relay. So the spark plug is under here, then it jumps to here and then goes out, versus like the other one. So it took me a second to figure out what the heck was going on with that, but now we're good with that. It brought back the old spark plug wire. So anyway, that is done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery tray back in and get that sorted out, and then we'll continue. All right guys, I just wanted to show you that shield. That is the shield that I took out. And as you can see, if you don't take it off, you're gonna have a bad day trying to get to those in the back. So I sat there and looked at it for a minute, and I was like, they wanted this cowl off for a reason. And I think that's why, because all that is covered by the cowl. So yeah, don't make your life harder. Take a little bit extra time, take out the battery tray, and you should be okay. Like I said, once I got the tray out, it was simple as all to put those spark plugs in. So now I'm putting the tray back in, and then we'll go to the next step. Alrighty guys, finally my help has showed up.
What do you mean finally?
Finally, he said 7 o'clock. I'll be there.
I did. I know. I said I was gonna. Did I say 7?
Yes, you did.
All right. Well, so this is what happened.
What had happened was
I went to bed late. I woke up early and I saw it was nasty out, and I was like, "Ain't nothing going on today anyway." So if I show up a little late, I'll just stay a little later. Yeah. So
and it's not like you're
running today.
It's not like you're getting paid by the hour.
Wait.
Oh, hey, you know.
I thought you were.
We'll see.
That's messed up. But yeah, I am here to mess some shit up.
Well, I'm pretty good at that.
I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you.
Hey, that's what I said on my last video. I said I'm not a damn mechanic, but I am today.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, we'll get this thing going.
Yeah.
Kit's rather easy, like, because it's the same thing as mine. The only thing is just tedious.
Right.
It's a lot of tedious stuff. That's the only thing. The one thing will be fun is lifting that blower onto the motor, though. That's gonna be fun. I don't know. Actually, we might get to that today. I want to see, because we have to prep the blower. You have to do all the gaskets and stuff. Maybe it'll be close. Maybe we'll set it today. Maybe not. It'll be tight because we got to do all the cooling and stuff too first. But
we'll see where we're at. But just want to show you, Derek has showed up.
We showed up.
So we are.
And I'm leaving in 20.
And he's leaving in 5 minutes. So you know, I better get some shit done quick. See y'all in a minute. All right, everybody. Again, with the shadows, you know what the deal is. So yeah. So right now we're taking out some of the cooling stuff. Derek has altered how the directions go, because he says directions are vague and this is how they did it on his. So since he has at least one more Whipple than I do for this car, I'll let him decide how this goes.
We're messing this all up, dude.
But as you can see, coolant's out here. Had a little spillage, but you know, we'll clean that up later. It's gonna happen. And then the pipes there, we got a new one for the end and a gasket to go in it. So we're working it out. So and then we unloaded some boxes, because obviously we're getting into some stuff. So you have a box full of bolts, the hoses. Get yourself some plumber's tape, because you're going to need to get some of that stuff done. We got the pumps coming out, and then so on and so on. So as you can see, once you unload the boxes, you really got a mess going on. So stay tuned, because who knows where this is going to be. All right, everybody. So what we have done so far is we took the bolts out that needed to be out. There was one here, one here, one here, and I believe one over here.
Where's a blank spot real quick?
And there's a blank spot. Hold on.
No, you're good. You're good. It was this one, right?
Yep.
Yep. Money.
Okay.
So that's the one thing. The kits are great, like I mentioned though, but some things aren't like descripted perfect.
So what I was saying, since I was rudely interrupted, we're starting the idler pulley assembly. So we need to take bolts out. This ground right here was down here, and it got moved up. And then over here, we had to put in the new neck right here with this 90, or I guess that's a 90. Yep. And we had to trim that down and get that into place. So that is done now. Derek's over there getting the assembly.
About to go on with the bracket there, Billy.
Right there.
Yes, sir. So those bolts that we took out of the timing cover, yep, you're essentially just putting on a whole new bracket for your idlers.
In theory, it should line. But
in theory.
But this is my house, so nothing's ever what it is.
Something will go wrong.
Oh yeah, it's been too smooth so far.
I didn't tell you what ours was.
I gotta go.
We put the blower on, and one of the bolts that feeds through, I want to say it was one of the Whipple pulley bolts. It wouldn't feed through. It was like hitting the timing cover, so Jordan like sat on the blower.
Oh, to push it down?
To push it down, and we didn't know that. For the longest, we're like, what the hell? But yeah, he literally like
sat
so it
on was,
the blower,
yeah.
and it aligned it perfect. Zapped it in, good to go.
Good to know. I hope my fat ass don't have to line up on a blower. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, everybody, update on what is going on. So right now we have gotten the Whipple brackets put in. As you can see, the pulleys in there. Derek went ahead and puzzled his brain a little bit to figure out what was going where, but we got it straight. Hey, it's a good thing to think a little bit outside the box, right? So anyway, all this is tidied up. The pulley's in there. The adjustment pulley's still loose, so we can do the adjustment once the belt comes in. And now, from what I was informed, the fun stuff starts. We get to take apart the Whipple and start putting all the gaskets in and all the hoses and all the whatnots that makes it worth what it's all about, right? So we got the oil over there for it. Like I said, this one's a little different. Mine had an oil feed on the side, the first one. This one has it in the rear. So I guess, and I don't know how you're supposed to see it if you need it.
Oh, there's actually a level.
Yeah, but if that's in the back,
oh,
right?
you'll never have to change.
Right,
yeah,
it's 100,000 miles.
Yeah, it's like 100,000 miles something. So if you put 100K miles on this, then it's your duty to get that changed.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, we are going to start tearing this apart and getting it on, and hopefully, maybe have it on today. Don't know, but
there's a chance.
We are working on it, and things are kind of okay so far. So. No big issues. No one's dropped anything yet.
There is a good chance this goes on, because I was telling you in my vlog, the automatic had a few more steps.
Right, and then we kind of shut a couple
there was like
of those
3 steps with the solenoid relocation we didn't have to do, the cooling we didn't have to do. So now it's just going to be prepping blower, the fueling, and yeah, I mean at least the lid goes on kind of last, but as far as mounting the blower itself should be doing that here soon. So
stay tuned. Well, we'll see where we end up. Peace. Derek is doing his part of his video, but right now we are getting the
fuel rails.
Oh shit, fuel rails. I'm about to knock the Whipple off the table.
Getting a new Whipple.
Yeah, a new Whipple sent to me tomorrow. So we got the injectors, we got the fuel sensor in there on the fuel rails, and he's just getting through all the little packets and O-rings and everything else that comes along with this. So I'm not going to sit there and record it all, but Derek is obviously doing it for his channel, so if you
some
of it anyway, if you want to see what he has going on with that part of it, it'll be over there. If not, just continue here and we'll see where we end up. All right, everybody, so where we are at, we got the injectors on the fuel rails. We got the little, what are these things called?
It's just like injector lock.
Injector locks to keep them sturdy, whatever. I don't know what the whole purpose of them are, but they're on there. Now, from what Derek just said in his video, it's time to take this lid off.
We're gonna have some fun here, buddy.
We're going to create a new madness. So anyway, we'll come back to you when the lid's off. All right, everybody, so we have gotten the lid off. Just in case y'all have never seen inside of one before, this is the whole meat and potatoes. That's the blades,
rotor pack
right there, and they've upgraded them since the last time. So I don't know what we're looking at for that. You have your blow off, I guess, where when you're slowing down, it has a way to air escape it. And then over here is the underside of the lid, and that is the cooling packs for the intercooler part of the Whipple. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of technology into it. So we are going to go ahead and start putting the fuel rails on and getting this thing together. All right, everybody, just a little update going on. We have the fuel rails on there, and we got the bottom gaskets put on down in here, and then now we're putting the oil into it. And then before we did all that, we had to come over here because you know this car had 2 throttle bodies at one point. Well, it's going down to 1 throttle body. So this side gets blocked off and dummied. This side has an extension pigtail to it that you're going to need for later, because I guess it's going to wrap around. And then in the back, you have the lockouts. They have dummy plugs that go in there, and then you have an extension that goes into one of them over here. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a puzzle. Sometimes the directions are kind of but we're working our way through it, and this might be on here shortly. All right, everybody, it is now the time to see if this thing fits. So we got all the oil in it, and as you could see, and I don't understand why Whipple did this, and maybe Chuck can hit me up and let me know, but why do they put the window in the back so you'll never see it? So how will you know if you need oil, or the oil's bad or anything? Because that goes against the firewall. Doesn't make sense to me, but I guess it's the design of how that is. So maybe
don't ask questions.
I don't, as long as it works, it's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and Derek tells me this is a fun part, muscling this up in the car.
It's gonna be fun.
So
we gotta make sure all this is cleared out the way.
Your boy's gonna be in a hospital and traction after this, so see you on the next one. All right, reporting from the hospital. No, just joking. We got it in there. Derek muscled it in there. See, his gym workouts are working out for him. So yeah, it is at least partially in there right now. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that nothing got pinched or moved or something crazy or hidden, and then we're gonna have to start bolting that down and then doing some belts and whatnot. So like I said, that might be on a different part of the video, but we'll see where we end up here today. All right, guys, so just an FYI. Now, when you're putting the bolts in on this, you're gonna have a field day. Starting off with the ones back here. There's one back under there.
Bolt 10, that's bolt 10.
Bolt 10
is fun, and they even say it in this paperwork actually right here.
Okay, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then you have one on this side and on the other side, and then you have one right here. Now let me tell you something. Whipple needs to update their directions to saying that you need someone to sit on it, because the second time Derek had Jordan sit on his. That
sounded crazy.
Yeah, and well, y'all take that for what it is. And then I had to sit on mine. Wow, the worst part is that Derek screwed it in.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, so like I said, this one bolt right here was a pain. The other ones are a pain. So we got some pain going on, but we got it in.
Dude, this is sounding terrible.
We are just working it right now. Later. All right, everybody. So now that we got all this back together, we got the gaskets in. The light's about to die. We got the belt in, the pulleys. We're getting there. Now we're gonna do the lid gaskets, and over here is the lid itself.
About to prep it on the table now.
We're about to throw it on the table, and then there's a gasket that goes around here. You don't want to stretch it out from what I hear. You just want it to lay in.
Lay and snap in.
It's lay and snap, he says. So well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lay it and snap it.
Lay and snap.
All right, everybody, it has been a long day, so we are cutting out a little early. Not finished quite yet, but we are getting there. I got the cooling still to do, but let me show you where we're at the moment. Right now the Whipple is put on. I got to run all the cooling hoses. The belt is in. What do you think of that? Does that look pretty? And then kind of just button up some stuff. I'm gonna clean up the garage a little bit and kind of make sense of all the mess we got going on in here, and then I'll start again possibly tomorrow. So for the most part, the Whipple is in the car. Like I said, I got at least a little bit more work to do, so I am going to go ahead and finish this up for the day, and then clear my mind a little bit, have a good nap tonight, start on it again, and then I'll bring y'all to the finish line with me. So I hope y'all enjoying this series. I'm grateful for Derek coming to help me today to at least get this part on. This is the heavy part. That's done, so the rest I can kind of manage as need be. But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see what this does and how everything puts together and what numbers it will run. So till the next video, we'll see you then.